I'm going to go over the Profit First accounting system with you. Now, I'm not an accountant, I'm a small business owner, and I've run my lawn and landscape business for 10 years, but I want to go over it with you so that it could help you as it did for me. The Profit First accounting system is a way for you to take control of your spending. So it takes the guesswork out of how much money you should spend for marketing, payroll, operations, and the most important thing, profit. So I'm going to help you set it up, and here are a few things you're going to need. So the first thing you're going to need to do is go to at least 3 different banks and open up accounts in there. And the reason why you want to open up accounts at different banks is to make things harder for you to get to. And also, you're going to need certain accounts with checking. So you're going to need multiple checking accounts. It'll just be easier if they were at different banks so that you can totally categorize and separate things and it not affect your operational account. Now let me explain what an operational account is. That's typically if you sell a product or a service, the money that you get from the customers goes into that account called an operations account. And from that account you usually pay all the bills, your utilities, payroll, repairs, anything and everything. And then at the end of the month, maybe you look at how much is left and that's your profit. Well, the Profit First accounting system will make it so that you have to have multiple accounts at different banks so that you don't get bogged down paying everything with one account. And you can strategically put a percentage in every single account at the different banks so that when you spend money, you know exactly how much is getting spent and nobody else can touch it but the vendors and the people that need to get access to that account alone. So it's very much easier for you to control. When you set up your first account at your first bank, you'll get what's traditionally a normal checking account. In addition to that, you'll also tell the teller or bank manager that you'll need 4 more accounts added there. Then you go to your second bank and you'll open up 2 accounts. Then you'll go to the third bank and you'll open up another 2 accounts. So based on the needs of your business, once you figure out the system, you could tweak this. You can open more accounts or less accounts, and also whether you need checking or savings accounts. But the key is to make it difficult for you to use that money, so the less checking accounts, so you won't have debit cards, is the better. But in some cases you are going to need it. But for now I'm going to show you how I set it up. So here we go. So now I'm going to go into the spreadsheet that we customized here, and if you want this form, I'll send it to you for free. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel, go to my Instagram, DM me, and I'll send it to you there. I won't email it to you, but I will DM it to you. Now that we're in the spreadsheet, if you set it up the way that I told you to, you should have 4 accounts on bank A, 2 for B, and 2 for C. And then remember, the initial bank account where money gets deposited in is up here in the yellow cell, and I called it number A to remind you that it's part of the same bank. And one of the reasons why I put all of these bank categories together at the same place was so that it's easy to transfer to each other, because a lot of these are going to be tied together. Payroll needs to be paid every week or every 2 weeks or however often you pay, and you want to be able to transfer that money fast so that not to wait a day or 2 for the banks to transfer the money from one bank to another, and you definitely don't want to wait in line and go to banks. So I like to have it at the same bank so it's easy to get to, and that's why all of the categories on bank A are clumped together, for that reason. I also want to mention that when you set up these accounts and you name them here on the Profit First spreadsheet, you also want to change the name on your QuickBooks accounts if you link these up, or any software, accounting software that you use. So that way it'd be easier for you to figure out what was what. And also, when you're figuring out your percentages here, you don't want any percentage to match another percentages. So you don't want to have like 3% for owner's pay and 3% for marketing. You should never have the same percentage on any of these, so that it'll be easier to figure out where the money went to when you're actually categorizing things on your accounting software. How do you get these percentages? Well, it's going to take some tweaking. Now, I do have my percentages, and if you're in the lawn and landscape industry, you may want to just use what I use. It may take time for you to figure it out, and it actually is pretty fun once you figure out where your money's getting spent and how much you're actually needing. So this could be a good, fun exercise for you until you figure out exactly what it needs to be, and then you kind of keep it there like I did. So the way I came up with my percentages, Let's go back to last year. So last year I forecasted that I was going to do $1.2 million in sales. And I went ahead and entered in these percentages, and then throughout the season I tweaked them here and there until I got them to where they are right now, the way that you're going to see them from me. So I did 53% for payroll, 20% for operations, 7% for owner's pay, 3% for card fees. I forecasted the 1.2 million for the whole year, just to kind of get a good base understanding. Do you think I'm going to spend $636,000 in payroll? Yeah, seems about right, you know. Operations, 240,000, yeah, and especially marketing. So let's see where marketing would be. So I figured I was going to spend $48,000, so that was 4%. So that was right, and that's how I kind of figured out most of my numbers. I just kept doing that with every category. We'll keep going here. Bonuses, that's manager bonuses, 2%, profit, 6%, and the winter fund was 5%. Again, you can customize these any way you want. Like when I was taught this system, they had categorized payroll and operations funds together. So he had like 73%. As I was testing this myself and going through it, I decided I wanted to separate the payroll so that I could kind of see that. I'm a visual person. I needed to see exactly how much money I was spending and how I could try and lower that cost, or if I had to raise it up, I could raise the percentage. So I separated those two. You can do that too. So you may not want this many accounts, but you definitely need multiple accounts. And I think if you set it up this way, you'll be in good hands. Let's talk about the dispersing. When do you disperse the money? So the book talks about doing it on the 10th and the 25th of every month. Now that also will depend on how your cash flow is. If you send out monthly billing, I think that would be a good way to do it. I actually charge customers every single day for every service, so I never have any money owed to me. So I get deposits every day, and they're big deposits. So I actually do this ritual every day. I sit down and I enter in my deposit. So let's say it was $5,000 on Tuesday. And then I would take a sticky note, okay, and I actually write down all of the different totals that are going to go in all the different categories. Once I do that, then I just go to my bank account and I start making transfers. And I do that for the next 3 minutes. Now that the transfers are made, you can now see clearly how much money you have for each category, so you don't have to spend money by guessing. It's all there right in front of you for you. So hopefully this helps. Again, if you want this form, all you have to do is show me some love, subscribe to my channel, go to my Instagram, DM me that you want the form, and I'll send it to you. So hopefully that helps you manage your finances a lot better. If you have any comments, put them below, and hopefully see you on the next one.